Okay, now conclusion that catching eviction is nothing but removing a pages from the cache to make a room for new pages. Okay, RAM is limited, so we cannot keep all data in memory. So when the cache is full and a new page need to be loaded, the cache must evict throughout an existing pages whatever there to make space. But if whenever a page is pinned, it means it marked as a non-evictable, maybe because it is critical for ongoing process. We will discuss what are the pages which are pinned. Okay, and finally we can say that cache eviction is the process of removing a cache item from a memory to free space for other data. Okay, it uses the policies, LRU policies, if to decide which data to remove, and aiming to keep frequently use data in memory and discard whatever data which is less useful. So next I said that lazy writer is there, that is the responsibility to clear the lazy writer take the responsibility to clear the pages in the RAM. Okay, lazy writer will just clear the buffer pool, but page we said that checkpoint is a operation will clear the buffer pool, but it flush the actual main is it flush the data cache pages to the hard disk. Okay, main job of lazy writer is to free up the space in the buffer pool by identifying clean pages, that is nothing but by identifying already flushed pages. What are the already flushed pages? To that pages need to remove from the RAM. That responsibility is taken by the lazy writer. Okay, it work independently for the transaction durability. It work independently of transaction durability, that is nothing but checkpoint. Checkpoint mostly focus on what? Durability. Okay, lazy writer will just clear the buffer pool, whereas checkpoint will clear the buffer pool and flush the data cache pages to the hard disk. Okay, again I am saying lazy writer helps free space in the buffer pool by evicting the clean pages or occasionally flushing dirty pages under pressure. Checkpoint is responsible for flushing all dirty pages and associate log record to disk to ensure recoverability and crash. But we know we have two constraints. One is for RAM we have limited data. This is the first constraint. We cannot able to add almost all pages in the RAM because we have the memory which is assigned to RAM is limited. So we cannot able to put all data in RAM. One constraint, that is memory constraint. Second constraint is you start to evict the RAM, but we have to satisfy durability. If data whatever available in RAM is evicted, lost, that data will not affect in whenever next application is started. That means the data is available in disk, either in log record form or original form. Anyway, but if log record form is there, then we can recover that data through recoverability. But it need to be satisfied durability. These are the two constraints. By considering the two constraints, now that we have tied up that what happen if we postpone the flushes. Okay, we can see what happen if preemptively flushes the pages. Okay, if postpone the flushes, that means we are not flushing the pages. The pages available in RAM become dirty. We start flushing simultaneously up to, suppose take 20 pages become dirty, then only it became a, let us take 20, one block is equal to 20 pages, let us assume. Otherwise we can say one extent is equal to 8 pages. If one extent became dirty, then only I can able to flush. Like that we delay the flushing. That make one problem is durability problem. Before flushing of the 8 pages, only 7 pages is modified, but crash is happen. That means that point we need to consider avoiding the, but we already one block itself we are committing to the hard disk log record. But if crash is happening, then recoverability it take time. We have to consider that recoverability also, to durability and recoverability. Those two things we need to consider. Okay. Next thing is, if preemptive flush is nothing but benefit why we postpone the flush is we avoid the IO operation. Only logical operation is happening. Physical operation is taking a certain some duration. We delay the physical operation. That is a benefit. But with that benefit, what we get problem is durability and recoverability. Main recoverability problem is durability we can gather through valve mechanism, but recoverability will be problem. Durability through valve mechanism log record is flush, but recoverability is somewhat, because if crash is happen, then again recoverability need to do that, take time to make the data consistent with the log actual data. That is the problem with postponing a flush. And preempting the flush means if each record is modified of the page, each row is modified of the page, if we start the flushing, then it give the durability. But what is the problem we observe here is, then what is the use of RAM? For each operation we are doing IO operation, physical IO. We are not doing logical IO, but we are doing logical IO just for our sake. But after each logical IO, and again we are doing physical IO. That means we are not using RAM, direct physical operation. For each operation, physical operation, it take time. That make performance decrease. So we need to consider those two, preemptive flushing or postpone flushing, by taking the constraint, RAM constraint and durability constraint. We need to consider those things. Next thing we need to cover is locking of the pages.